The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of procedures in the Alice Interactive development environment. This environment supports the creation of a virtual world, a scene with actors and props, and a program, the script for the story or game being built. The Alice built-in procedures are the fundamental building blocks for creating Alice programs. After starting Alice, the user is prompted to create or open a project. When the project opens, Alice displays the code editor of the Alice programming environment. If you wish to follow along, go to the Scene Editor and add two objects. Then return to the Code Editor. The Code Editor has 6 different panels: the Object Tree, the Camera View, the Events Editor, the Details panel, the Editor, and the Controls panel. For more on the components of the Code Editor, watch the Code Editor Overview video. The Details panel contains the tiles which are placed in the Code Editor for the creation of the program code. In this video, we will focus on the Methods tab of the Details panel. Methods can generally be described as instructions for an object that perform an action. The Methods tab will display the procedures available for the object selected in the Object Tree. The Object Tree allows the programmer to choose which object they wish to give directions to. The tree displays all the objects currently available to the programmer based on what objects have been added to the scene. It should be noted that World refers to the entire scene. The Code Editor provides a drag-and-drop environment where method and control tiles are dragged into the edit space to create instructions that compose a program. To add a procedure to your program, all you need to do is drag a tile into the Editor panel. To try this, select one of the objects in the scene from the Object menu. Click on the Methods tab if necessary. Find the Move instruction and drag it into the Editor panel. When a procedure is added to the Code Editor, a series of submenus will appear depending on the arguments required to execute the direction. In the case of the Move procedure, Alice will prompt you for the direction and distance of the Move instruction. Default values have been added to the drop-down, but in most cases there will also be a custom input option that allows you to type or use a number input to choose your own value. Alice requires you to fill these out so that the code is always complete and functional. Don't worry if you are not sure of the value you want to support, as you can easily edit these later. Click on the Play button to test your code. A runtime window will appear, and you will see your program instructions execute. The instruction may be modified in the editor by clicking on the yellow argument components that have a small arrow next to them. Selecting these components will bring up a drop-down menu showing the available options for substitution. In our example of the Move procedure, you can edit the instruction by changing the object to a different object in the scene, changing the direction, or the distance of the move. An instruction may be deleted from the editor by dragging the instruction tile to the trash barrel icon in the toolbar at the top of the Code Editor, or by right-clicking on the instruction and choosing Delete from the menu. You may also disable and enable code through this same drop-down. Disabling code will omit it when running your program. This is a good way to disable parts of your code to focus on testing specific procedures when debugging your program. To show how the required arguments are different between procedures, let us look at adding a turn command. Select the object you wish to turn and drag the instruction tile into the editor. You will see the submenus that appear are for selecting the direction of the turn and the amount of the turn. The amount of the turn is measured in revolutions. An amount value of 1/2 a revolution is directing the object to turn around and face the opposite direction. Almost every Alice procedure has a more argument associated with it. These options modify the way the procedure behaves in some way. The most common options include is scaled by size, as seen by, style, and duration. Duration specifies how long the animation will take. Style specifies how the animation executes, and as seen by specifies the point of view the animation will use to execute. The Details panel groups the methods by similar functionality to make it easier to find the behavior you might be interested in. Move, turn, roll, and resize provide different forms of movement throughout the scene. and are the methods you will use most often in creating your animation. Say and think methods generate text bubbles for the character or prop. And play sound allows you to import sound files to enhance your animation. These reference methods provide movement in relationship to other objects in the scene. It should be noted that the Move To procedure will move the object so that it is in exactly the same location, aligning its pivot point with the pivot point of the reference object. The Set Point of View To method is a very useful method which combines the Move To and Orient To methods, so that an object moves to the same location as the reference object and will face the same way. It will often be used for moving the camera to a camera marker or an object to an object marker. See the videos that discuss these markers in more detail. Feel free to explore the remaining, more specialized methods. This video has provided an overview of procedures in the Alice Interactive Development environment. The Alice built-in procedures are the fundamental building blocks for creating Alice programs.